I have a peculiar fondness for places that most people would never dream of visiting. Places that seem to exist on the very edge of the world, where the land stretches out in every direction, and the silence is almost a presence of its own. These are the places most people are actively trying to get away from. The towns and outposts that seem to repel rather than attract, where the road out is always busier than the road in. Gerlach, Nevada is precisely such a place, stubbornly perched at the edge of the Black Rock Desert, a vast, bewilderingly empty expanse that seems to swallow up the horizon and blur the line between earth and sky. You don't just stumble upon Gerlach, you aim for it, driving for hours through a landscape that's forgotten what trees look like, where the road is a thin ribbon of hope stretching through a sea of sagebrush and dust. The town itself is a modest cluster of sun-bleached buildings, huddled together as if for warmth, their paint faded and their windows squinting against the relentless sun. There's a sense that everything here, fences, people, even the silence, has been weathered by sun and wind, shaped by years of endurance and adaptation to the harshness of the desert. It's the last gasp of civilization before the great silent nothingness begins, a final outpost clinging to the edge of the unknown. My journey here began with a map and a question. What sort of person calls a place like this home? What draws someone to the edge, to a life defined by distance and solitude? Gerlach is a gateway, not just to the desert, but to a different way of thinking about life. A place where the usual rules and rhythms fall away and you're left with only the essentials. Here, America's vast, untamed spaces remind you how small you are and how much beauty there is in remoteness. The emptiness isn't a void, but a canvas painted with shifting light and endless possibility. The silence is profound, a sound in itself. Wind, a distant train, the crunch of gravel underfoot. It's a silence that invites reflection, that makes you listen more closely to your own thoughts. This is a place that waits for you to find it, rewarding those who slow down and look closer. In the details, the wildflowers clinging to life, the scent of sage on the breeze, you discover a quiet resilience and maybe a piece of yourself you didn't know you were searching for. To truly understand Gerlach, you must first step into its vast, untamed backyard, the Black Rock Desert. This is no ordinary stretch of land, but a prehistoric lakebed that sprawls for miles in every direction, a place where time feels suspended and the horizon seems endless. Here, the land tells stories written in dust and stone, echoing with the memory of ancient waters that once covered this now arid expanse. By day, the playa transforms into a shimmering white pan, its surface cracked and dry beneath the relentless sun. Heat haze dances above the ground, conjuring phantom lakes and distant mountains that seem to float in the distance, blurring the line between reality and mirage. The scale here is staggering. Stand in the middle of this emptiness and you can see the curvature of the earth itself. There's nothing to block your view but the horizon, a 360-degree panorama that makes you feel both impossibly small and strangely free. As the sun dips low, the desert puts on a show. Sunsets here are theatrical, painting the sky with colors so vivid and surreal they seem to belong to another world. Fiery oranges, deep purples, and soft pinks that linger long after the sun has vanished. When night falls, the transformation is complete. The stars explode into view, unchallenged by city lights. The Milky Way becomes a glittering river overhead. Satellites glide silently across the sky, and meteors occasionally streak past, reminding you of the universe's vastness. Lying on the cool desert floor, you're reminded of your place in the cosmos. The silence is profound, broken only by the whisper of wind, and the stars seem close enough to touch, inviting contemplation and wonder. Yet this beauty is never gentle. In summer, the sun scorches the earth, while winter brings biting cold and frost. Sudden winds can whip up blinding dust storms in moments, transforming the landscape into a swirling chaos of sand and grit. Living here demands resilience, patience, and a deep respect for nature's power. Only those who adapt and endure can truly call this place home, learning to move with the rhythms of the land. Survival means learning to read the sky, to watch for subtle changes in weather, and to always carry more water than you think you'll need. Every action is deliberate, every step a lesson in humility. The desert doesn't suffer fools, but for those who listen and learn, it offers a sense of freedom and possibility found nowhere else. Here, solitude is not loneliness, but a rare and precious gift. The emptiness seeps into everything, shaping not just the land but the people and their perspective. Life here is pared down to essentials, and every day is a reminder of what truly matters. It's a land of extremes, but also of clarity and awe, a place where the mind can wander as far as the eye can see and the heart can find both challenge and peace. For those who embrace it, the desert is both challenge and reward, a place that tests your limits but also reveals the beauty of simplicity and the wonder of the world around you. Life in Gerlach runs on a different clock, measured by sunrises, seasons, and the rumble of freight trains, not by deadlines. Here, time is marked by the shifting colors of the sky and the slow, steady pace of the desert itself. The days stretch out, unhurried, and the world feels a little less frantic. There's no rush, the desert isn't going anywhere, and neither are you. The silence is profound, broken only by the occasional call of a bird or the distant whistle of a train. Out here, you learn to appreciate the quiet moments, to let your thoughts wander with the wind. This slower rhythm fosters a community built on patience and presence. People take the time to listen, to share stories, and to truly see one another. In Gerlach, relationships aren't rushed. They're cultivated like a garden that thrives in the desert sun. A trip to the shop is a social event where a quick errand becomes a half-hour conversation. You might stop for milk and leave with a new story, a neighbor's advice, or an invitation to dinner. Here, everyone knows your name, and probably your father's too. Generations are woven together, and family histories are common knowledge, shared over fences and front porches. Relationships are deep, forged over years of shared experience. Bonds are strengthened by the challenges of desert life and the celebrations that bring everyone together. Help isn't a transaction, it's an obligation, part of the social contract. Lending a hand is second nature, and generosity is a way of life. People share tools, trade skills, and look out for each other's kids. The community is a patchwork of talents and kindness stitched together by trust. Privacy is relative. News travels fast, but so does support. When someone needs help, the whole town seems to know and to show up. Eccentricity is not just tolerated, it's practically required. Individuality is celebrated, and everyone is free to be themselves, no matter how unconventional. In a place this small, you're never just a face in the crowd. Every wave, every greeting is genuine, a reminder that you belong. The fabric of life here is woven from mutual reliance and independence. People take pride in their self-sufficiency, but they also know that true strength comes from working together. Gerlach's clock ticks to the rhythm of community, a rhythm that's slow, steady, and deeply human. Gerlach's isolation is both its greatest gift and its biggest challenge. The peace here is profound. No traffic, no digital noise, just clarity and quiet. But that same remoteness means a trip to the doctor or supermarket is a major expedition. You learn to plan, to make do, and to be resourceful. A forgotten carton of eggs is a week-long problem. The vastness can be liberating on a sunny day, but oppressive during a long, cold winter. Thriving here takes mental fortitude and comfort with your own company. Yet the rewards are immense. Self-reliance, resilience, and a deep satisfaction in handling whatever the desert throws at you. The isolation strips away the non-essentials, leaving what truly matters: your strength, your connection to the land, and your bonds with neighbors. The quiet reveals character, not just builds it. In Gerlach, the essentials of life come into sharp focus. Gerlach's history is written in grit and determination. Born as a vital stop for the Western Pacific Railroad, the town's heartbeat was once the clatter of trains. Before the railway, pioneers and ranchers carved out lives here, enduring brutal winters and scorching summers. The legacy of those early days lives on in the town's unpretentious, hard-working spirit. Gerlach has weathered boom and bust, adapting and reinventing itself to survive. The old railway buildings and the local saloon stand as monuments to its origins. This history isn't just nostalgia, it's a source of identity and pride. The people here are custodians of a unique American heritage, united by a tradition of toughness and endurance. In Gerlach, resilience is a way of life. For a place so remote, Gerlach draws a surprising crowd, not tourists, but adventurers, artists, and seekers. The playa is a giant, natural canvas. Land speed racers, rocketeers, and campers all find freedom here. Some come to test machines, others to hike, soak in hot springs, or search for ancient petroglyphs. The desert offers solitude and perspective, a rare chance to disconnect and reconnect with the world. Gerlach is the perfect base camp, a hot meal, a cold drink, and a friendly face after a day in the wild. The annual arts event transforms the playa into a surreal city, bringing creativity and a new generation of visitors. Its spirit of self-reliance and artistic freedom echoes the year-round ethos of the region. Whether for speed, solitude, or art, visitors leave with a deep appreciation for this extraordinary place. Gerlach is not the end of the road, it's the beginning of an adventure. If Gerlach had a soundtrack, it would be minimal. The wind, sometimes a whisper, sometimes a howl, always present. The distant cry of a train horn pierces the silence, a reminder of connection to the outside world. Human sounds are rare but meaningful. The crunch of gravel, the creak of a screen door, laughter drifting from the saloon. These small sounds stand out against the vast backdrop of quiet. You won't hear city traffic, just the rumble of a neighbor's pickup from a mile away. Imagine a slow acoustic guitar as the sun sets, capturing both the beauty and loneliness of the landscape. The music here is introspective, inviting reflection on time and place. And then there's the ultimate sound, pure, unadulterated silence. In that stillness, under a canopy of stars, you feel the spirit of Gerlach. The silence isn't empty, it's full of meaning. It's a sound you'll never forget. Sharing stories from places like Gerlach is a privilege, and your support keeps these journeys alive. If you found value in this story, please consider subscribing. It helps keep the car running and the stories coming. Your encouragement means the world and ensures that thoughtful, gentle storytelling continues to have a place. Thank you for joining me on this dusty road. Your support is the fuel for every mile. As I leave Gerlach, dust clinging to my boots, I realize these towns aren't in the middle of nowhere. They're at the center of their own somewhere. They're anchors in a sea of emptiness, bastions of community in a fragmented world. Gerlach is a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. In our rush for bigger cities, we risk losing the quiet wisdom found in places where people know their neighbors and the land. Next time you see a tiny dot on the map, see it as a possibility, a place with a story and a heart. You may not find crowds or fancy restaurants, but you'll find perspective, connection, and the quiet beauty of the forgotten corners. These small towns are vital threads in our country's tapestry. Gerlach is more than a town at the desert's edge. It's a lesson in resilience, humanity, and finding home in unlikely places.